guys! Today's video vlog number 4 of the Starting Your Business series, and today we're going to talk about getting business insurance. And I think this is a risk that a lot of people take and don't get business insurance, and I can totally understand because it can be a big chunk of change and you're like, well, nothing will ever happen, or hopefully nothing will happen and I'll just take the chance. But when it really comes down to it, if something big happened, it could be pretty much catastrophic for your business, depending on the situation. So I would just say set aside some money. You'll be fine without it. Get some business insurance and make sure that you are covered. The insurance is also good because if you assist somebody, you're covered and they don't have to worry about your equipment or anything like that, so that you are protecting yourself while working for another person as well. So things that you want to think about when getting insurance. Things that can be covered by insurance are going to be your studio or office building, especially if you're renting a separate building. You're going to want to tell your insurance agent that, and that they'll probably ask for some information about the building as well. But anything that you have within that studio, your desk, your photos on the wall, art, any decor, albums, samples, pretty much if you shoot in your studio, so shooting equipment, backdrops, things like that. So anything that is going to be involved in your studio or the building itself, if the building were to catch on fire or something like that, that can be covered by insurance. Another thing is obviously all of your equipment, your camera equipment, anything that goes along with that, and that's going to be your flashes, your lenses, your camera bodies, any accessories, and then also your computer, hard drives, things like that. So any actual equipment. And usually you want to make sure that you have an inventory list with everything that you have, how much it would cost to replace, and the serial number if that piece has it as well. And that's something you're going to want to send into your insurance agent when you get your insurance, so that if anything happened, they know what the piece is and how much it is to replace. So that would expedite the replacement of that. So all that can be covered under insurance. The other thing to think about is errors and omissions, which protects you as a professional if you were sued for any negligence resulting in a loss. So that would be like if you had lost some images or a card got corrupted, or that's what we all think about, and that's what we all are scared about, is if we lost images, especially if you're shooting a wedding that you can't really do over again. So the errors and omissions would cover a reshoot or paying for the lawsuit if something like that were to happen. It's similar to like a doctor's malpractice insurance that they would have. So that would be covering a photographer when a lawsuit arises due to the quality of his or her work. The other basic coverage that pretty much any business should have is for liability. And liability coverage is going to be for any bodily injury, property damage, or personal injury. So if someone were to trip over your extension cord, or a light stand were to fall and break something, or land on someone and hurt them, you would have coverage for the person, any bodily injury, as well as any property damage. So where to start? Well, I didn't do a whole lot of research when I got insurance, just because I had heard of Hill & Usher's Package Choice, because they cater specifically to photographers and videographers, and they include the errors and omissions, which is sometimes extra, and they make their package specific to what a photographer would need as far as coverage and nothing else. So you're not going to get anything extra that you wouldn't need in your insurance coverage. I know people that get their insurance through like State Farm, Allstate, where they maybe have their insurance for their home or their car, and that's fine. I suggest do the research and just make sure that you're getting the coverage that you need at the right price. I can tell you that my Package Choice insurance runs about $700, and I have $1 million in bodily injury liability coverage, the errors and omissions, about $20,000 in equipment, and then it also covers any like business income loss if something were to happen and I were not able to work, things like that. You can go ahead and go to their website. It gives you all the information on there of what they cover. They're really helpful. Their customer service is great. If you want to call them and ask, they can send you a quote. And otherwise, ask around. I mean, people have insurance everywhere. Another thing maybe to look into is PPA. If you're a PPA member, they do now have, I think it's maybe I'm not a PPA member, but I think they have a $15,000 equipment coverage automatically for any PPA member. But it is still a cost to join and be a member, but there's a lot of other benefits to it. So see if maybe the price for just having that $15,000 coverage is maybe worth it to join PPA, and then you can enjoy the benefits of that as well. And you may not have to then get the equipment coverage at the other insurance agency that you get your liability through. I have more than $15,000, so that isn't something that I considered. If you have any other questions, really the thing you need to do is ask around, see who else, what other insurance agencies people are using, and then you just need to call them. You need to call them and tell them what you need, and get some price quotes and check around. I may not be at the best $700, but I know it's comparable to many, and that's fine with me. I'm okay with just staying there. So the Hill and Usher works for me, and I'm comfortable because I know that I'm getting the right coverage I need as a photographer. Hope this helps you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.